Okay, everyone, here we are. Welcome to this video lesson. Make sure that you have your paper and pencil out ready to take notes so you can knock this lesson out. All right? So first thing we do is we're going to identify the name of these notes, right? And these notes are called factoring, common factors, right? So we're going to work on common factors. So as you can see here, we have the multiplication table 1 through 20 here. So we're going to be using that for sure. All right. The bullet point that we're going to remember is that we are going to divide each term by what is in common. Right? That's why it's called common factors, right? We're going to divide each by what is in common. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to read the instructions, which say factor the common factor out of each expression. Okay? Factor the common factor out of each expression. And I'm going to show you how we're going to use the multiplication table, all right, to factor. So let us start on the bottom left-hand side here. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the coefficients. The coefficients we learned are the numbers. So in this case, it's 40. Forget about signs right now. Just 40 and 88. So what I want to see is what number can go into 40, right? 40 and 88. So I have to find the same row or same column where I see 40 and 88. All right? So I see 40 here on 20, right? But I don't see 88. I see 80. Okay, so where else can I see? Do I see 40? I see 40 here, right? But I don't see 88. So it's not 10. So we know it's not 10. So let's see 8. Let's see if it's a 8. I see 40. And I see 88. Look at that. And that's the biggest one. 8 is the biggest term that goes into 40 and, not 80, 40 and 88. So it's 8, right? So that means that I'm going to divide both of these terms by 8. Now, I also want to take out this negative here, this negative and negative, so I'm going to divide both by -8. Okay. Now, if you notice, both of these terms, this is one term and this is a second term. They both have x's, x to the fourth and x to the third. Well, what's the most that I can take out of both terms? Now, I can take out x to the fourth here, meaning I can take out 4 x's. But I can't take out 4 here, though, because there's only 3 x's. So I can take out 3 for sure here, right? There's enough to take out 3, and there's enough to take out 3 here as well. So I'm going to divide by x to the third and x to the third. Just like that. Now, if you see this y here, I can't divide by y because there's no y here. Look, right? And for me to divide, when I'm going to find out what I'm going to factor, what I'm going to divide is it's got to be on both terms, right? It's got to be on both of these terms. Now, let's see what we get, right? So when we divide, -40 divided by -8 is a +5. So I get 5, okay? X to the fourth and x to the third. And remember, when we divide, we subtract. When we divide the what is it called? Base. When we divide the same base, we subtract the exponents. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I'm left with x to the power of 1. Now, everyone see this y here? That y is going nowhere. So it's just like that. Okay. Now, -88 divided by -8. A negative divided by negative is a positive. 88 divided by 8 is +11. Now, x to the third and x to the third, it's the same base, right? X and x. So 3 minus 3 is 0, so no more x's. Last step is I'm going to put a parentheses around, right? Around the answer that I got, And everybody sees this here, negative 8x to the third. This is also negative 8x to the third. I'm going to put that right in front, right here. Negative 8x to the third. And actually that looks a little weird. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to make this a little smaller. And I'm going to write here negative 8x, negative 8x to the third. And that, kiddos, is my factor. I have factored common by factoring out common factors, right? This is what is in common on both of these terms. So I took that out. I divided that. And what was left over was this on the inside. And there you go. That's the steps. Okay. Let us do number 2 here, the second. Now I have 3 terms. Check it out. 1, 2, and 3. 3 terms. So I'm going to look at my coefficients, which are my regular numbers, right? Which is 60, 50, and 50. 60, 50, and 50. So I'm going to look at my multiplication chart, again, and I'm going to find 60, 50, and 50. So 60 and 50, right? Where can I find them on the same? Well, 60 and 50 is easy, right? Because I know these divide by 10. So I'm going to look at 10 here, and 50 and 60. Perfect. So I know I have to divide by 10, right? So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to divide all 3 of these terms. I know for sure I'm going to divide by 10. 10, 10, 10. And actually, as a matter of fact, let me show you a different way. We're going to draw a huge line just like that, and I know I'm going to divide by 10, right? Now, let's see what else all 3 terms have. Well, this has b here, and this term has b, and this term has b. Okay, so I know I'm going to divide by b. How many b's though, right? So let's see. I have 8 b's here. Okay. Well, I can take 8 out of here, right? Because 9 minus 8 is 1. I cannot take 8 there. There aren't enough. There's only 5. I have 9 b's here. I can't take out 9 out of here for sure because there's not enough. And for sure I can't take out 9 here. I have 5. B to the power of 5. Can I take out 5 here? Yep. 8 minus 5 is 3. Can I take out 5 here? Yep. 9 minus 5 is 4. So I can take out b to the 5th. Now, I see an a here, okay, in the first term. I see an a in the second term. But look, I do not see an a in the third term. So I do not take out a, everybody. Remember, common means all 3 have to have that thing in common. In this first example, it was only 2 terms. So I only had to find what 2 terms have in common. In the second example is 3 terms, so I have to find what all 3 have in common. And what they have in common is 10b to the 5th. So let us reduce and see what we have left. So 60 divided by 10 is 6. So I'm going to write 6. B to the 8th over B to the 5th, that means that same base, so I'm going to subtract 8 minus 5 is 3, so I'm going to be left with b to the 3rd. Now this a to the 3rd is just going to come down because there's nothing to cancel with it here, so I'm just going to write a to the 3rd. Okay. This 50 divided by 10 is 5, so I'm going to put plus 5. And I have b to the 9th and b to the 5th. That means 9 minus 5 is 4, so I'm left with b to the 4th. Now this a here, I can't cancel it with anything, so I'm just going to bring down the a, just like this. Right? And then 50 divided by 10 is positive 5. And this b to the 5th and b to the 5th, I subtract 5 minus 5 is 0, so no more b's on that one. Right? So next step is I draw my parentheses, and in front, I write down what I divided by, which was 10b to the 5th. And that right there, kiddos, is our solution. Look at that. We have factored, right? We factored common factors. Perfect. Those are the first two, right? So the first example, we did 1 term, 2 terms. Second example, we did 1, 2, 3 terms. So I bet you guys can guess, right? What is the third example? 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So now we have to look at our multiplication chart, and we're going to look at 36, that's the same thing, 18 and 48. So 36, 18, and 48. So let us look. 36, 18, and 48. Okay, under 12, I see 36, but I don't see 18, so it can't be 12. 36, 18, and 48. Okay, under this 4 here, I see 36, but I don't see 18, so I know it's not 4. 36, 18, and 48. Let's see. Under 6 here, I see 18, I see 36, and I see 48. Look at that. On 6, I see 18, 36, and 48. So 6. So we're going to divide all 3 of these terms by 6. 6, 6. Oh, no. Let's do it that way, right? Let's do it the easy way, where we do one long division and we're going to divide by 6. Now I see some negative, negative, and negative here, so I'm going to take out negative as well. Okay. Now let's look at V here. V, 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 V. So I can take out V. So let's see, what's the smallest V? Because remember, I can't take out a big V from a small v, so let's go with the smallest. So this is V squared, V squared. So far, V squared is the smallest. V squared, oh, they're all V squared, perfect. So let's take out V squared. Now let's look at U. Okay, I got U there, I got U there, I got U there, but I don't have U, so I can't take out U. Remember, it's common. They all have to have the common, they all have to have that particular thing in common, right? So now let's start dividing. Negative 36 divided by negative 6 equals 2. 6. Negative divided by negative is a positive, right? V to the power of 2, V to the power of 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, so no more V's. I still have U to the 4th. U to the power of 4. Negative 36 divided by negative 6 is a positive 6, plus 6. V to the power of 2 and V to the power of 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, so no more V's left. I still have U to the power of 3. Okay. Positive 18 divided by negative 6. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. 18 divided by 6 is 3. V to the power of 2 and V to the power of 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, so no more V's, but I still have my U left there, right? And negative 48 divided by negative 6. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Positive 8. V to the power of 2, V to the power of 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, no more V's. And I'm going to draw parentheses around this whole thing, and in front, I write negative 6V squared. And that right there, kiddos, is our solution. Look at that. Right? We have factored the common factor. Perfect. And we have factored the common factor on all 3 of these. And this is what your worksheet is going to look like, right? So make sure that you took down good notes, you paid attention, you rewind. If you have to, click rewatch. But you guys are good, ready to go, ready to kick butt on this assignment. Thank you for being here. See you next time.